I will do that when we welcome, or when we, okay. Wake up. Welcome. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church, which includes our congregations here in Tuscaloosa and in Birmingham. There are also people online. We will be recording this to put it online today. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are today and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Our settled minister, Reverend Julie Conradi, is on sabbatical right now through September. And if you have any questions or need any support, please check out our sabbatical brochure out in the lobby, or you can reach members of our board on the back of your order of service today. Our sabbatical minister is Reverend Ruth Van Lillian. To all who are here this morning, welcome home. The prelude prepares us for worship. We light this chalice in the spirit of inclusivity and welcome. In the spirit of inclusivity and welcome, I'd like you to greet each other for a few minutes, and I want to point out that somebody named Peter signed the book this morning. So welcome him to the congregation, but please greet each other, especially those that you do not know. after church? No, we've got to go back as soon as we're done. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, I want to buy him something for his birthday, so. And that's in November. Okay. Please be seated. Our opening words this morning are by Rebecca Savage. We gather today with sacred intention to declare that justice is our prayer. We affirm in covenant with the beloved community that it is possible. Not here, not quite yet. The seeds have been planted time and again. And we remember all those who went before us, who made beloved community a dream that could be remembered. Justice is our prayer. May our time of worship together continue to water the budding trees of our diverse interdependence. May our time of worship give air and nourishment to the parts of our collective spirits that need to grow and thrive, that embrace equity as a known way of being. Justice is our prayer. We affirm in covenant with the beloved community that it is possible. May it be so. Our opening hymn is number 95 in the gray hymnal. If you will rise in body or spirit, 95. There is more love somewhere. We'll sing all four verses. Now that we're all revved up, our church is supported by those who call our church home and by those who support the efforts of our church to change our world for the better. If this is your first time with us, please let the plate pass. We're just glad you're here. We share our cash plate every Sunday with organizations whose work reflects UU values to care for marginalized persons, advocate for real and systematic change, defend our environment, promote justice and equity for all. Today's Split the Plate partner is the Metro Animal Shelter, and they need help right now. So. When you need him. When we gather in loving community, we remember that we do not travel this earth alone. We share our lives as we light candles and hold each other in meditative thought and reverence. We invite you to come forward and do so. You can light a candle in silence, or if you want to, tell us your name and what your concern and your joy is. I'm going to light the first one. Many of you know that I grew up in Iran, and my heart is hurting right now.
My name's Monty, and I'm your new aspiring leader. I'm going to be following some difficult shoes to follow, Steve. I'm going to tell you something that you don't know about me, but I think it's appropriate for today and for what's going on. In the Republican Party, the first person I remember who really came out against gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people was Pat Buchanan. And Pat Buchanan, made a name for himself running for president and this and that. So anyway, I'm going to try to go quickly, but you don't know this, I don't think, but a man named Johnny Green, as in Greene, from Marengo County, next to Greene County, invited me to be his housemate in the 60s. Johnny was gay. Johnny is now buried in a cemetery in Demopolis. I visited it a number of times. He became a very close friend of me and a number of us. And he's the person, unbeknownst to probably anybody, that discovered that Richard Nixon was involved in Watergate. He made that discovery. Now, how did he do it? He did it because he spent time at a raucous party in what's called the Redneck Riviera at his parents' place down at the beach with Pat Buchanan, who had loose lips. Now, Johnny Green was a writer, a journalist. And after he graduated from here at the University of Alabama and became a journalist, and he was unknown for many, many years. So the last thing I'm going to share with you about Johnny is that there is an article about him written by James K. Wilkerson in Oxford American called "Everything He Wrote Was Good, the Pieces of Johnny Green." So if you want to learn about the person who discovered Nixon's involvement in Watergate, you can find it in that article. The last thing I'll say real quickly is in Selma, I bring you these. I left some on the bench out there. And in Selma, they had a rally for No Kings. And Selma, as you know, was the last place that there was troops sent without a governor's permission, and that was because of the Selma Voting Rights Act. Thank you.
I'm Shampadara, and I am lighting this candle in solidarity with all my trans friends, young and old, especially in Alabama.
I'm lighting this candle in happiness because I'm moving to the UK over the summer.
I'm Ron Utah. I want to say that I've written another book called Trace Fossils of the Crescent Valley Mine. The reviewer accepted it. I have a few more things to do, but I'll have this done. I'll have this wrapped up soon. I started working on it 14 years ago. It took a long time to do it. But it's all about fossil animal tracks that you can find in Alabama. Alabama it's a good place for this type of study. So I had fun doing this, but I'm sure glad to have it nearly done. So when it's done, I'll let everybody know, because I'll be having some sort of a celebration. So this year, it was a lot of work to produce this thing. But anyway, that's coming.
I'm not here for your support. I'm lighting this candle just as part of my way of saying hi, but also to let you know that the way I came to your church is through the Cups group that you sponsor. And your pagan group had 13 in attendance at Letha last night.
My name's Karen Cronice. This is a bittersweet candle. As most of you know, or many of you do know, that I will be moving back to Ohio to be with family. And so the target date for the house on the market is July 15th. And that means that I gave Bobby a nice long list of kind of the things that I do around here. So, when he or Monty or someone else from the board or one of the committees ask you is, can you help with this thing? Please do that. I've been here, loved this congregation since 1999. Have seen a lot, and have received so much from you all. I love you all, and please say yes when someone asks you to step up and help out. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Crystal Veroni. So most of you know me, but we have some new people who I might not have met. Okay, can you hear me better, Sue? Yeah. Okay, so I'm Crystal Veroni, and most of you know me, but a few people here today are new, so I wanted you to give you my name again. I am just coming to light a candle out of gratitude. So gratitude for everyone who has come to Cups and really made that special over the last year. We've kind of celebrated a year together, like working on this. Ash and I began talking about a Cups group last year about this time, and came together and collaborated on that, which was really mostly Ash's doing. And it has been just a wonderful venture, and we've grown in trust so much. And it was very exciting to see the number 13. And some of you may not know that that's kind of the magic coven number is 13. So to achieve that last night was a real accomplishment. The second thing I'm very, very grateful for is I've had family come in to help me renovate my house, and the kitchen is nearly done. We were able to have a family friend come in, and he laid tile in my bathroom and did the backsplash in my kitchen and the countertop and shelves, and it's just been amazing, like seeing it all coming together. So I'm so grateful for anyone who's been able to come and help. And I will be moving. I'm kind of slow moving. I can't afford expensive movers. So if anyone has any time or would love to come and just spend some time with me, I'll be putting lots of books on the shelf. It's an easy task, but very repetitive. Because I have about 8 bookcases, and they were all full of books. So it takes a bit of time to get them all out of the boxes and put away. The other thing is that moving into this house means welcoming someone into my personal community, and I am looking for a roommate to share my home. So my home will be ready by August the 1st to move in, and I'm really excited to do something new because my daughters are going away to college and I'll be alone. So I have some feline friends, so someone who has a feline-friendly pet is also welcome. And it's a low rent with everything included. So I think that it'll be really nice for someone. If you know of anyone who's looking for housing, please let me know. Okay, I'll light my little candle. Thank you, guys.
So I'm Sue Blackshear, and I'm just so concerned about what the President of the United States is doing without the backing of Congress. And also, I thought I would mention that if anybody wants to talk to me privately, talking about Pride Month, some information about Nixon from one of my close friends that had an experience with Nixon in that regard. So I'm not going to say anything here.
I light one final candle for all those joys and concerns that are still heavy on our heart. Please know that you are in our thoughts. All right. Do we have a story for all ages? We're going to jump to that. All right. Well, we have 2 kids.
Hey, kids. I'm a kid. I'm still a kid. This is called Big Red Joins the White Dwarf Club by Ronald James Buda. What? Sorry, I'm gonna try to hold it like this. No, that's this. One day, Superstar was told that a friend of his was about to go through a major life change. The friend named Big Red was not feeling well. Big Red was a red giant in his twilight years. He was a much bigger than Superstar and had 1,000. Things happened. He could no longer work at the Star Casino because he was too big. Instead, he became a clerk in the Star Post Office. And since then, he enjoyed hobby-nobbying with other Big Red stars. It was during Big Red's second stint at a Red Giant that he noticed that something was happening with him. This is when he contacted Superstar. I feel like I might lose all of my outer layers of gas any day now. Do you know what that means? He said to Superstar. Yes, I do, said Superstar. You will no longer be big and red. You'll be small and white. And once you lose all of your outer layers, the only thing left will be your very small, very hot core. Although it will be a major life change for you, it will be nothing unusual. Nevertheless, I'll speak to Dr. Starkiller about this. Superstar stopped by Dr. Starkiller's star office and told him about Big Red. Is there anything Big Red can do to keep his outer layers? Asked Superstar. No, said Dr. Starkiller. Losing our outer layers is a natural phase in the life cycle of many stars. Only the smallest, dimmest stars do not go through this phase. While talking to Superstar, Dr. Starkiller used his star stethoscope to check a white dwarf patient. I would like to help, but there is really nothing I can do to stop what will happen. Nature will run its course, regardless of what we do, said Dr. Starkiller. Okay, thank you very much, said Superstar. See you later. After Superstar left, Dr. Starkiller called in his next patient. He occasionally moonlighted as a binary star counselor. His next patient was a contact binary in distress. The two stars were not speaking to each other. It's a living, he thought. Meanwhile, Superstar returned to Big Red and told him what Dr. Starkiller said. Thanks for asking him, said Big Red. Big Red said that he felt stronger tingling in his center. Oh, he said, I think my outer gas layers are about to separate. He braced himself for what was coming. Then it finally happened. Big Red's envelope gases started drifting away, exposing his core. When this happened, his color changed. He was no longer just red. Superstar and Deputy Topstar observed what was happening from a distance. As Big Red's outer gases moved away, his sense of being shifted from his former red surface to his white hot core, which was very much smaller. As Big Red's nebula expanded further, it became more colorful. Spectators were amazed at its great beauty. Amazing, wow. You're incredible, said Superstar. You're a planetary nebula. Everyone looked at Big Red with amazement. That didn't hurt a bit, said Big Red. I feel like a big weight has been lifted from my shoulders. Superstar went into the nebula to talk to Big Red. You are becoming a white dwarf now, said Superstar. This means you can relax and cool off for a few billion years. During his planetary nebula phase, Big Red was very popular. His nebula was more colorful and symmetrical than most, and he was proud. Superstar visited him often to see how he was doing. Your nebula just gets more and more beautiful, said Superstar. But as Big Red's envelope gases went into space, they began to fade. Eventually, his beautiful nebula disappeared. This made him very sad. Now he really was a white dwarf, just a tiny white star cooling off. Superstar contacted another white dwarf named Pip about what was happening. Superstar told Pip that Big Red might need some support. Pip went to see Big Red. You're one of us now, he said. Although you have lost your nebula, you still are a very beautiful small star. Yes, indeed, said Superstar. I guess I'm neither big nor red anymore, said Big Red. We have a few names for you, said Pip. How would you like to be called Tiny White? Well, if the star shoe fits, I'll have to wear it, said Big Red. Can I join your group? Sure, said Pip. Come along and I will introduce you to the gang. When the Superstar bade them farewell and went back to his job of protecting the galaxy, he wished good luck to Big Red, now Tiny White. Thanks for everything, he said. Big Red was big for so long that he didn't realize how he never noticed white dwarfs. You were all here, but I never saw you, he said to Pip. Now Pip took him around the galaxy to meet his friends. We were all red giants at one time, said Pip's friend. Pip said, I was once a red giant also, but now, like all white dwarfs, I am just a small glowing cinder cooling off in space. Tiny White tried to adjust his new life as a white dwarf. He moved from his original orbit to a white dwarf retirement area. One of the hardest issues for him was getting used to being so hot, small, and dense. It's weird, he said to Pip. My gases are really dense now, not thinly spread like they once were. It's also weird not producing any new heat, just cooling off, and I am thousands of times smaller than I used to be. Don't worry, you'll get used to it all, said Pip. Tiny White wondered what kinds of things he could do as a white dwarf. The big stars think we don't do anything, said Pip, but we do. We have white dwarf parties. In fact, we are having one tomorrow. Would you like to come? Sure, said Tiny White. That sounds like fun. The new Galactic Day friends arrived for the star party. It was a star costume party. White dwarfs from other parts of the galaxy came. Flip Stars Vader, Dip Star DeLorean, Sip Star Trooper, Trip Star Ring. Now comes the movie. Today they were watching Flushed into a Black Hole starring Vincent Price Star. Yippies, I'm being distorted. Come in, said the black hole. Join me for dinner. The white dwarfs were scared silly. I'm so scared, said Misty. I'm going to lower my density. Don't do that, said Pip. You'll be too big for our club. Next it was white dwarf joke time. Why did the dwarf cross the galaxy? To get to the other spiral arm, of course. What did the police officer white dwarf say to the criminal white dwarf? You're a degenerate. Next it was time for white dwarf dancing. When white dwarfs dance, they get a partner white dwarf and go into a very close orbit. Tiny White asked Misty to be his partner. We make a beautiful gravitational waves together, he said. Next, the group decided to catch up on what was going on in Star Hollywood. Here are some of the latest movies. Walt Disney Star made Blue White Star and the Seven Red Dwarfs. Quentin Starantino made Elliot Ness's Star and the Uncompressibles. Next, the group decided to listen to some Star music. These were their top hits on the radio. Start Right Now, Spice Girl Star. Down Galaxy, Pet Clark Star. A Whole New Galaxy, Galadin. Don't Blow Up on Me, Baby. My Stars Are Red, Oh Stars Are Blue, Bobby Vinton Star. He Shines in You, the Lion Star King. All of this was for Tiny White, a good introduction into his new life as a white star. He enjoyed most of his galactic days just cooling off and observing what was going on around him. Superstars would drop him in and see him from time to time. The end.
Our message today is on the history of the Pride here in Tuscaloosa, and I can actually remember when it started. So I'm going to call up Ash, who is going to be part of our speaker, and she is with the Cups group and got that started, but she's also been here a while.
So yes, hi, I am Ash. I've been a member here for a long time, even though I don't come as often as I come on Sunday. But I'm here all the time for Cups, so if you want to hang out, come to Cups. And then this is my other fellow board member.
I'm Stephanie Waters, and we are like the newbies on the Druid City Fire Board, so I think this might be our trial by fire to kind of do this. So this is my first time visiting here, but I live in the area, so I thought I'd here.
Yes. So Stephanie put together this amazing PowerPoint, and then our president Huey went through and did as well. I'm just gonna go for a brief history. My laptop is breaking. So who are we? We're Druid City Pride. Yes. We are the Tuscaloosa Pride group here. Is that on the
It's the
website?
next one.
Yes. We are a 501c3. I'm dropping stuff. Nonprofit community organization that serves and advocates for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning members of the West Alabama community and their allies. We partner a lot with other groups as well, like Birmingham, Prattville, Montgomery, Tuscaloosa.
And you'll see that's later, later in the presentation.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
That's okay. Okay. So when the organization was founded, these were the 5 primary objectives. So originally, it was just to host a festival, and that was the only thing that was the focus every year. But that really kind of drew a lot of attention and people who are wanting to get engaged and wanting to see some more thing happening for the community. So second was to provide opportunities for LGBTQ individuals to get together and create community. And then to bring in the support of faith communities, so it will help community members know where they can feel welcome to go to a place of worship. And then we have the goal to identify and support LGBTQ-friendly businesses, and you'll see some more opportunities of what that looks like in our community. And then the board continues to grow to have a very diverse membership. So with the latest expansion, and we'll talk on there, we now have parents of individuals who are members of the board. We try to have diverse gender representation and ethnic diversity as well, because we feel like the better we can support our community, that's why it's important.
So a little history of Druid City Pride. Did y'all know you guys kind of started it?
I know, I saw that when I was pulling it together. I was like, wow.
So the very first Tuscaloosa Pride March was organized by UUCT in 2014. We have you to thank.
Oh, right there.
Yep. Shampa was leading it, correct? And that was a march in that sense. The next year in 2015, we added the small festival. They formally created a 7-member volunteer board to kind of oversee that, because y'all doing a festival is a lot of work. So, it's not something 2 or 3 people need to do. The next year, they did their first official DCP festival in October, which we do ours in October, not June like others, because that is LGBTQ plus History Month. This year, it's actually on September 28th, but that's because we have to fight with the football schedule and other things going on. Kentucky. So we celebrate in October, just we're a little early this year. In 2017, they officially incorporated and was granted the 501c3 nonprofit status. In 2020, we had a virtual Pride Festival, what was going on at that time. And then we created our book scholarship. In 2021, we created the Ally Business Circle, which UUCT is a part of, and we'll talk more on that. And then 2022, we had collaboration with the Chamber, Visit Tuscaloosa, and the Mystic Crew of the Druids to expand reach. In 2023, we had our first musical headliner at DCP Festival. And then this is 2024. It's a picture of all of us at Central Alabama Pride.
So the board has expanded to an 11-member board now, because again, there's a lot of work, and it increased representation and allows for some of that natural attrition that unfortunately happens with unpaid volunteer work.
We do quite a lot of things.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we do? The first thing, as I said, we were created to sponsor the Pride Festival. So we do the festival every year, and Druid City Pride Board is responsible for planning, organizing, coordinating, running it through the day. And again, here's the day for our festival for this year, and some pictures of some other things. There was a picture of you guys and a booth that you had, so I made sure that we included that in there to give you a little shout out. So during Pride Week, these are just some examples of things that we sponsor during that week. So starting on the week before the Pride Festival, which is always on a Sunday, there are different activities that are happening that bring people together. And these are just some examples of some of the different events. Some of them we coordinate with other members, some of them other groups have sponsored, and we just advertise and kind of put our name to it, because that just gives some legitimacy to people who may not know the group that's sponsoring it, and they will know that it will be a friendly and accepting thing. And I was hoping that we were going to have some of our activities, that's why there's this big negative space right here, for 2025, but we're still working on that right now.
But we got things in the works. It's coming.
Yes. We also do a lot of fundraising, because to promote the festival, it does take a good bit of money. Government Plaza is not a cheap place to use. So this is an example of some of the fundraising that we do. We do the prom crawl every year, which is moving through different Ally bars and restaurants in the downtown area, but it's always just a very fun time to come together and play. Drag queen bingo, drag shows. We have a threadless store now that you can buy branded merchandise, and that is a fundraiser as well. We are this month, Sessions Cocktail does a cocktail of the cause, for a cause every month, and if you get their specialty cocktail, a portion of that money goes to whatever organization they're supporting. And in June, it's Druid City Pride. So
And
you can,
it's called the Drag Queen, and it's really good.
it is very good. And Monday the 30th, we're having kind of a get-together informal happy hour to celebrate the end of Pride Month at Session Cocktail to support them, so you can come and hang out. And Ash mentioned the founding of the Book Scholarship, but there are several awards that we do. The Book Scholarship is one, and it is for any LGBTQ student or ally who is going to a university or college in Tuscaloosa County. But we are expanding it this year to include some of the trade schools as well, because we know that is a very valuable path for people. And so we are in the process, and that's usually awarded at different times through the year, not necessarily just at one semester. And we have 3 awards that are granted by the board. The first is the Bambi Kira Spirit of Pride Award, and that is nominated by community members who really see somebody who makes a difference in the community and really represents that spirit of pride. And then that is voted on by the board. And then the other 2 awards are board nominated and not always acknowledged and not always awarded, but they can be. And so one is a service award, and then the Outstanding Ally Award. And so those are awarded at the festival each year.
All right, for our community, we are creating a safe community here in Tuscaloosa for everything that we can try and do. We have a Pride Happy Hour the last Thursday of every month at Druid City Pride that Stephanie actually set up with Bo. For those of you who know Bo, he's awesome.
And it's a very informal come-and-go event the last Thursday of every month from 5 to 7 at Druid City Brewing, that we just kind of create community and get to know each other and have just casual conversations.
Anyone wants to come out, have a drink, be friends?
And support the business, which is very supportive of our community.
Yes, Bo and DCBC has put in a lot of work with supporting our community, not only for Pride, but also we do the Pride Skate with the Druid City Derby team, which y'all know I am a member of that as well. And Bo, who is DCBC's owner, his daughter is on the junior team, so he does a lot of support for that as well. We have the Pride Family Picnic. We've done that before. We haven't done it this year, correct?
It has not happened this year. It was actually, there's, I think Trinity United Methodist sponsored it last year.
That's right.
And another group sponsored it the year before, but it's just on an afternoon and a picnic and to really bring in queer families with young children who want to do other things.
And then this is our Allied Business Circle.
No, that's on the website. There is links for community resources. So if you're looking for information about mental health, about advocacy, anything like that, that community resources link on our website will take you to some different things. And we're in the process of vetting the resources there and updating that repository to make sure that it is still appropriate and that the links still work and all that kind of stuff.
Here is our Allied Business Circle. So me and 2 other members recently just went through the entire list to update it, and we had a lot of people who had moved out of Tuscaloosa or their businesses just weren't open anymore. So we just went through and filtered all of that. It's an online directory where local businesses and faith communities openly state their support of LGBTQ plus communities in West Alabama, and there's a little sticker that can be found, they can put on the doors of their business if they want to show that they're allied businesses. We're going into the second phase and looking for new businesses that have popped up within the last year who want to join. So if you guys know any queer-friendly businesses that would like to join, there is a thing on the website where you can fill out, I believe that you can submit and then get added into it, and we can get that set up.
Or you can also email.
Yes, and our contact information will be at the end of it.
But this is a really important thing for the community when you're trying to make a decision of where you want to put your dollars, or a place that you feel safe going with your partner or your family, and to know that these are businesses where you're going to be welcomed.
And we
It's
have
really important, particularly now.
we have restaurants, hairdressers, churches. Like I said, UUCT is on there as well. There's just a little bit of everything. Automotive places. Yes. Five Horizons is a big collaborator with us as well. Prattville Pride, Central Alabama Pride, Pride on the Plains, which is Auburn's Pride. I know we went to enemy territory, but there was
But they were really helpful when this organization was being created. Both Central Alabama Pride and Pride on the Plains have been in existence and provided a lot. And now we've paid it forward with helping Prattville Pride create their organization, which is new.
Yes. And then here is just our contact information. There's mine and Stephanie's, and then just the general Druid City Pride email if you have any questions. Is there any questions you guys have? Anything we do? Hi, Shanta.
Yeah, I was wondering, for the perhaps we have a plan over here.
You have a great place for that.
Yes, I feel like
Yeah, Trinity was doing it, but they recently got a new pastor, so we weren't sure if the new pastor, we haven't felt him out yet, from my understanding.
That's Forest Lake.
Oh, Forest Lake, never mind, I don't know what I'm talking
If you
about.
could tell us, what all is involved, then we could perhaps, partner with you.
Well, and I think, we don't really have a lot of operating budget to sponsor things, but we can advertise things, we can make those connections. And if I remember correctly, the church maybe provided conversion for dogs, and then people brought whatever else their family would want to eat. And so it was kind of really like a low investment activity that really pulled people together.
And could it be in the winter? Not too hot?
Yeah, we would love to have activities going on all year long. Usually in June, there's lots of things that are happening. People kind of expect that that's going to happen, and then we do things along the way of Pride Week. But we really are trying to expand our reach. And with some of our new members, Ash, another Lauren, who's a parent, and myself, who's a parent, part of our focus is really expanding things that are available to children and youth within our community. So we're looking at book clubs and looking for ways to bring youth together in a really safe place and help them create community themselves. So I think some other time of the year, I think we would be welcome open to do anything like that.
Yeah, because we have our. I'm sorry. September 28th. That is the last Sunday of the month that we will have our big festival, which I know UUCT is going to have a table there, and our Cups group is also going to have a table there. So we have our own table this year.
Yeah. Right. Well, and I think that as a parent of teenagers, that is an issue for all of our kids. If you are not living on campus and involved with a sorority or fraternity or something like that, it is really hard to find those types of activities. And so that's an issue for our community as a whole. But, yeah.
And then we had our Pride Skate Night, which we try to focus on like family-friendly events without drinking, things that those types of age group can come to.
But we definitely see when the skate nights are there that is the group that comes. It was very, very full of teenagers and young people who were there. And so it shows that they are craving those places for community. They are craving a place that they can be themselves and that they know that they're going to be safe. And so I know in thinking about the book club that we're partnering with Read Freely, Alabama, which y'all probably ought to have come talk here. But they are going to help us sponsor the book club with your connections that they have. But we realize these are the kids. These are the people that we need to reach and connect. And so it's not necessarily just going to be work with your kids, but it's going to be like a band book club. And so that a lot of those are queer friendly books. So I know it's going to probably attract some of those. But yeah, that's a need.
And I do want to point out that the organization on campus called Safe Zone that my daughter started back in the early 2000s has been eliminated.
I know.
So it is no longer on campus because it can be on something.
And that was such a wonderful. No.
No, they've taken away the money and the space.
The university cannot sponsor, because I work there too, the university cannot sponsor places, locations.
They were trying to kind of set themselves up independently as a resource for students, I mean, even without the money.
That was a university-run zone, and so they can't even do anything with that. There is the Queer Student Association on campus that does a lot of things. So the student associations are still there.
Okay.
They just cannot have space allocated by the university. Or sponsors, yeah.
So they have no location to meet.
No. And the Safe Zone was such a wonderful place for them to hang out.
Training and everything.
Because I know I volunteered at one of the clothing closets with the stuff for job interviews and things like that.
Yes.
I'm just wondering if there's a list available of banned books. I would like a list.
Oh, there are lots online.
Online?
You can just go to Google and
But I
look up.
don't, my computer won't talk to my printer, so I can't print it out. If anybody has a list, if you have a list, why don't you, if somebody can email me a list, I've been doing my best struggling to find things.
Well, I know.
I'm sorry.
And of course, Belgi's banned books.
Second and Charles has a banned book section that they have it labeled. Yeah, in Barnes and Noble. Well, they have all the books that are banned together.
I've been there, but I'll have a list.
We'll get you a list, don't worry. We'll get you a list.
I don't know if you ever used thrift books, but I use thrift books as an online book realtor. Thrift books. And you can search by banned books, and we have purchased for our home, they've been books that have been turned in from libraries that have to come out of libraries. So we purchased those banned books to have at our house.
And thrift books is so much
It is a very long.
It's getting longer.
And it keeps growing.
Have you, with regard to business allies, have you had any success in finding either realtors or landlords?
Yes.
We have a realtor that's being added because I did send it to Julie Brand.
And here, I can show you if you go to our
I think there's
website.
a lender, but I don't know if there was any realtors on there
Where
yet.
is it at?
Under
Yeah.
resources.
If you go to the Druid City Pride website and go to resources, we have the Ally Business Circle, and it's here and separated by
Oh, like that.
by categories, so like landlord.
So there's a mortgage lender, but we are trying realtors, and that's being updated. Because this was just the first iteration, and we're doing some updates right now.
They have lots
That
of
would be
money.
good.
I think we had some, but I believe the last time it had been filtered was a few years back. So the ones when we reached out are no longer practicing or have moved locations, because we got a lot of bounce back emails. So that's why the list looks a little short right now. Like I said, we're entering phase 2 now. We're going to start reaching out to any businesses, just asking if they would like to participate and be added.
So if
So
you
hope-
know realtors or landlords or attorneys, you can definitely send them.
Yeah, and like I said, at the bottom of this, there is the contact us, which we're not 100% sure if this is actually active. We're looking into it. We're looking at the website. So probably the best way to get that information to us right now would be to email. If you want to get that email address and let any business owners you know to email us at dcp@druidcitypride.org, and then we can get in contact with them and get them added to the list and everything they need.
I have noticed, attending Alabama Rice meetings, that they do not have an LGBTQ advocating section. And that is a place that where people need to make their voices heard, because they do a lot of work out on the legislative sessions. I mean, where people do have their own advocates, but Alabama Rise needs to, I think it's favors too. So that's one place that we could perhaps help.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Alrighty. It's all right. Our closing hymn is number 123, so you rise and body your spirit in the gray hymnal, 123. I think we know this one, Spirit of Life.
How many times are you going to sing it?
Why don't we sing it twice?
Oh
you. Please be seated. Do we have any announcements from the floor? Yes.
This is my swan as your finance trustee, almost. I just want to remind everybody that this is the end of our fiscal year. And if you're behind on your pledge, we won't judge you, but we might ask you. If you can try to catch up as much as possible. I think if we can catch up on pledges, for sure, we actually won't have to leave it in any reserves. We're very close, and so it'd be really great if you kind of slacked off a little bit to try to catch up as much as you can with that. And a couple other things I try not to forget. I think we are going to try to have another yard sale, and I haven't really set a date on it. We still have stuff from the last one, and we're collecting more. And I know I have more if I thought about it in my house. There's stuff that has to go. And it may be like the first Saturday in August or something. I mean, it shouldn't be all the Bobbies, but that's his problem. He will be our new finance trustee. And the last thing, I just wanted to remind everybody that the first Sunday in July, we're going to do our, get back to our green sanctuary meetings. We've been interrupted, I think, for a couple of months because of other things happening on the first Sunday. Or we had a storm, we didn't have the power. Things like, just getting into it. Anyway, so next Sunday, not next Sunday, so the first Sunday in July, we'll get back together with Green Sanctuary. And if you recall, what we're doing right now is we're building a cohort within the congregation to find out what people's needs might be in the event of an emergency, and then what resources other people have. And so when we get our list together, we'll actually come around and see everybody and get your information and kind of build this array as to what people might need in the event of an emergency. So that's what we're doing right now. I invite people to come to our meetings right after the service, and we hope to finish up that phase and then start getting information for that.
Great. All right, well, be sure to pay attention to the news nets that come your way or any of the ideas that are listed in the order of service here. In honor of the legacy of our ancestors, let us carry forward this flame as we extinguish our chalice, which doesn't want to go. Our closing words. Our work here this morning now is at an end, and our work has just begun. The work of holding one another and this community in love, the work of trusting that we are on the right path, the work of believing that what connects us is stronger than what separates us, the work of engaging in that which makes us whole, the work of deeper understanding and commitment, the work of letting go of that which does not serve us, the work of radical inclusion, the work of collective liberation, the work of this beloved community, a beloved community of which we are all a part, a place where we are welcomed, respected, valued, and cherished, a place where we belong. Go in peace. Amen. And blessed be.
Crystal, did you have something you wanted to say?
Well, I was going to ask Monty, like, the news that came around about Panhandle, could you remind us what that was?
Well, it was supposed to be the 28th. We were going to have a picnic at Panhandle, but we had nobody that stepped up and said they wanted to come either from this church or the other. So we're going to do it at a different date. Right now, we're going to focus on the 23rd of August, which is Thank you, Ken, very much. Thank you, Deb. And our service is ended. Go in peace. I think we have some treats back there.